Hey guys, this is Brendon for Tap Rack Bang Training. Today we're going to talk about plate carriers, the different purpose of each one of them, the different types, and how modular they are. When you Google plate carriers, which one's the best one to buy, everybody kind of seems to have their own opinion. There would be civilian-based ones that would be doing certain reviews. There would be military guys doing reviews, and there would be police officers doing reviews, right? To be honest with you, each one of those guys, based on their background, is going to have a different opinion. But I'm here coming to you as a civilian, right, to see which one is the best for us to buy. First and foremost, when you buy plate carriers, you're going to encounter two different types out there, right, when it comes to modularity. One, there's Molle plate carriers, okay? So they have Molle, this one's laser cut. I'll show you another one where they weave the Molle in it, right? So Molle allows you to attach different attachments here, right? You would have magazine pouches. Actually, I have a magazine pouch right here. Admin pouches, pistol pouches, all that stuff. But the one thing with Molle though is, one, if you do it properly, right? Because some people don't Molle their stuff properly. If you do it properly, the Molle will be there permanently, unless you obviously take out the Molle, and it's hard, right? It just doesn't just come off easily, okay? So it's not like you get into a situation where you get into a certain situation and then it requires a different pouch for that day, and you can't just unmolle the thing, put it in a different pouch. It would take a significant amount of time for you to remove pouches. Hence, this type of plate carrier was born. In the front, it has Velcro on it. What ended up happening, right? Actually, this goes back way back in the 2000s, where people would have the old school IoT V-vest, and what they would do is they would put a chest rig on top of the IoT V-vest. And so what ended up happening, this is the exact same concept, right, but a little different. You have a slick plate carrier, right, if you want to run it slick, but has the capability with the Velcro and the clips right here for you to attach different mag pouches and different chest rigs that are designed for this. So for example, this chest rig right here has Velcro in the back specifically designed for it, right? So that you can go ahead, Velcro it in, clip it in. So if you're going in range and you decide to shoot long range, so you take your placard or your chest rig and boom, attach them on. Now you have a 308 or bolt action gun setup. And then later on, you want to go shoot sub guns with your friends because they can afford HK MP5s. So you can go and take this off and you put your MP5 SMG placards, and then you go hang out with the regular people where they have AR-15s, and you take that off and you put AR-15 stuff, right? Or you go on a run and you don't want to be the weirdo in your neighborhood, and you just take this off, run with a slick plate carrier, which I see a lot of people do.
Did you catch that bullshit Hans was running?
What's the purpose of a slick plate carrier? And that's a question that keeps going back and forth all throughout the years, you know, as the gun industry progresses. Originally, the way they said was, you can have a slick plate carrier for you to be covert, right? You can put it underneath a parka jacket or a sweatshirt, right, if it's large enough. And you can have a profile to have plate or rifle level protection while also being slightly covert or less conspicuous, right? An example for this would be an undercover law enforcement officer. Another example would be a citizen in civil unrest, right? You're not necessarily at the SHTF scenario yet, but you're in a situation where you do require rifle protection, but you cannot be seen in public because it would instigate it. One disadvantage with a slick plate carrier is your ability to scale it up.
Right is limited.
When it comes to slick plate carriers, how can you scale up? Well, this one right here is an older model. All it has is the ability to put placards up here, like a chest rig. And then I guess what most people do, they would have a longer chest rig, like a TAPS kit, right? And then it would kind of encompass here. But now what you're doing is you're scaling up, but adding more complexity into your plate carrier. And on the older plate designs, right, what it has is it has your identification placard here, and it's slick in the back. Like I said, this is very reliant on your ability to either have a chest rig, have a backpack, right, or have limited attachments in the front. Now, this is not the only slick plate carrier we have in the house. I actually have a Faro Concept Slickster here, which for the longest time was the reigning supreme, right, when it comes to plate carrier. Reason being is that a lot of people would use it slick, right? So let's say we take this off. You can clip this off, right? So now this is the standard selector, okay? Now this seems light because I have a level 3A panel in here, but it fits 10 by 12 plates like any of the plate carriers we have here. In the front, they have the places for them to have clips, right? You can either have this hook and loop, or you can have a buckle like the one with LAPG. By the way, you can go either or. You can purchase the buckle, attach it here, or you can use this hook. Don't matter, totally up to you. We'll talk about the pros and cons of that later on. You have the front, you have the capability to attach whatever you want. To make it more secure, you can actually attach this front placard right here, and some people would put their cummerbunds on top of it, some people won't, right? Depending on how big you want it. This one's set up with law enforcement in mind, with 2 pistol mag pouches, and it has admin stuff for your notes, random gear, or intel, whatever, whatnot.
Oh, what are you, a cop now?
And then on top of this too, the scalability is that it has mag pouches on the side, on the cummerbunds, which are not limited to just mag pouches. Some people put medical in here, some people put handcuffs, some people put radios, whatever that may be. These are also very viable pouches right here. You can also replace this cummerbund with a cummerbund that have MOLLE and a little bit more rigid. Cummerbunds attach with Velcro in the back. In the back of the Slickster, it has a little bit more area for your Velcro, so you can attach your name tags, or they do sell attachments in the back where you can have little backpacks and little hydration kits for you to have here. Let's talk about MOLLE plate carriers. This plate carrier, like I said, is slick right now, but you can scale this up as much as you can. If you notice, right, most mag pouches and pouches take up about 4 inches of MOLLE, right around here. So you have your base level in the front, and you would have an admin pouch in the top right, and it does have Velcro, but with MOLLE as well for your ID patches. With this though, in the back you also have MOLLE, so what would end up happening is you can attach more heavy or more rigid stuff in the back, like heavier backpacks, heavier pouches. With the Velcro one, you will have weight restrictions, because the heavier it is, the higher the possibility that they could come off the Velcro, right? So you have to be cognizant of what you're putting in the back right here. Let's take a look at a MOLLE plate carrier that's been scaled up. You got this Cryo Precision JPC right here, right? So it's been scaled up. So let's talk about from the front. So you have your 3 rifle mag pouches right here. Most JPCs come with their 3 mag pouches in the back. So you got 3 in the back, 3 in the front, having 6, right? You got your NVG pouch right here on the left side, right, for you to access your NVG. You got your radio pouch right here, which is located underneath, right, attached right here. You could also do that with the other plate carriers. You got your admin pouch right here, or my HUA pouch, right? And then you got your admin pouch in the front. You got my radios looped through. Naturally, this would have like a cattail radio, but we'll talk about that later. And then you got your dangler pouch, right, for your medical in the front, with your tourniquet in there. This is what it looks like scaled up, right? Let's take a look at the back and how much more space there is on there, right? You got a hydration pack right here, right? And then you got the backpack itself, okay? You got slots right here for beanie, because you do get cold out there. If you're not, then you're wrong. And then you got another admin pouch right here that I usually put flashbangs or smoke grenades, right, in the back right here when people ask me to. Have I done that in a while? No, not in 4 years, but it's fine. You get the point. And then you got one more pouch right here where I typically put a rifle mag right here. Not necessarily what's designed for. I just put it there just to kind of balance out your back, right? And this is my, I'm surrounded by communist pouch. So I got 130 round mag in there just in case. Like I said, it's extremely scaled up, but the disadvantage to this is that if you have an MP5 and you have to run an MP5 right here, to unmolly this thing is a nightmare, right? Especially if you're doing it right.
I can't get it off, I'm sorry, okay? You understand, I'm sorry.
Just know that modular plate carrier, when it comes to MOLLE plate carriers, you're pretty much kind of stuck with whatever you have in there. But if it's in your bag to constantly change what you're using, then I highly suggest getting a slick plate carrier. The question then becomes, hey Brendon, I start with my slick plate carrier, but as I constantly hang out with the TRV Mafia, I keep constantly being outgunned because everybody's running, or a lot of people are running MOLLE'd up, scaled up plate carriers. Well, can you scale up a Slickster plate carrier? Well, you can. But the problem is, one, you're gonna spend more money because a lot of those pouches are more specialized. Two, it's not gonna be as comfortable, okay? Because when this one, it's specifically designed for load bearing, okay? On this one, the straps on the side are not designed to have heavy weight. And two, there's a lot of weight restrictions in the Velcro that it can take. Now, have I seen somebody with a Slickster extremely set up? Absolutely, right? But what I'm saying is that they're rarely found in modern battlefields. Most Slicksters that are scaled up are usually found but in undercover cops, right, that have to do a raid now or a no-knock warrant. Or civilians going to the range with their friends. Let's say you buy a JPC 2.0, which is not this one, but it's the more modern version of this one. They have the option for Molly, but they put Velcro on front of that too, right? So what that means is that you can just go ahead, scale up everything in the plate carrier, right? Scale up all the sides, scale up the back, but have the capability to replace your front pouch with whatever the things that you need, right? Those plate carriers are not necessarily designed for covert use, right? I think the gun world and the gun industry's kind of move away from quote unquote covert to overt. They've moved away from being concealed to being seen. And now the trend is going into overt plate carriers, but with the capability to have modularity on the front where you can just switch mag pouches. So if you buy modern plate carrier, like I said, from name brands like Cry Precision, JPC 2.0s, they're gonna have Molly in the front, but they're also gonna have Velcro so that you can switch in and out with different things. Let's talk about cummerbund options, right? Especially when you're upgrading your plate carriers, the first original designs out there, right, has always been Velcro. Whether you're using those 2000s quote unquote Ernie timeframe plate carriers, right, where they're doing right, or you're using this Ferro Concepts Slickster, Velcro has always been a good way, and there's nothing wrong with them. The new thing that just got developed, right, are tubes when it comes to cummerbunds. Now, this is not the original one. The original one is developed by First Spear. This is a recreation of it, but it has this, okay? So what you do is you pull this tab down, and then you can remove your cummerbund. And what you would have to do here, though, is pre-adjust your cummerbunds, and then just go ahead, attach them to the tube. The point of this, though, is so that you can don off a plate carrier without making a lot of noise, right, in covert situations. I don't know, maybe you're trying to hide the fact that you hung out with your friends and you're coming home and your wife doesn't know that you wear a plate carrier. I don't know. But if you have to covertly take off your plate carrier, I guess this could be an option, right? Another reason too, which I still remember in the Marine Corps, because I did ask that question too, right? Hey, Marine Corps, why do I have a pull tab on my plate carrier that if you pull, disassembles the whole plate carrier? Well, one, obviously Marine Corps operating in a maritime environment, if you fall overboard, you can pull that tab and the plate carrier pretty much disassembles itself in the tops and then the side, and you can swim your way up, right? Obviously, solutions to that is wear plates that float, or you can have these guys right here. So take a look, the design concept, right? So you got this guy right here that you can remove, and you got this guy you can remove. So if you fall, for whatever reason in water, and you can't swim back up, and your plate carrier is too heavy, which is a thing, right? Which is a thing. You can take off, and then you can go ahead and swim back up to water, right? Which you're gonna face machine gun fire, and then you're gonna die anyway. But it's fine, at least you didn't drown. These do have time and place. They even have Cobra buckles now for these guys, right? And then right here too. Another thing, you just take this off if somehow the communists have invented a round that goes through level 4 armor and it goes through you. You can just take this out, and then you know easily deal with a person that is currently needing medical attention, right? But like I said, there's definitely a time and place for these guys. So like I said, medical options, emergencies underwater, or I guess if you're lazy, you can just take this off right easily. And then this one, I know for a fact that the purpose that the tubes were developed is so that you can don and off your plate carrier with minimal sound, right? Because I mean, look, I mean, let's test it out, I guess. If you find yourself in 2055 fighting the battles in Southern California against the communists, and there's apparently B-21 bombers are incoming, and you have to take out this anti-aircraft system, right? I don't know, maybe it's a Tor system, or maybe it's a Panzer system, right? Stolen by the communist state, but whatever that may be, right? Or it could be an SA-300, right? Whatever that may be, we're gonna have to blow up the SA-300. So I have to pretend to be a communist right now, and I have to take off my plate carrier. Uh-oh, they're up close, so let's take a look. See, easily taken out. Now, if you were wearing a Velcro plate carrier and you have to take it out, uh-oh, I have to pretend now to be a communist. I'm gonna take it out. All these noise, right? Now I'm being outflanked, and now I'm being shot by a bunch of QBZ-91s, and now I'm dead. One thing that you can do, though, to avoid being seen, right? Because you are in Southern California and it is kind of stuffy here, right? So let's say you're about to take it off. Here's a special technique on how to take off Velcro without being hurt. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah! You won't hear Velcro.
Well, I'm in stealth mode.
Cummerbunds are great, right? They have different types for you to take them off. One thing that we're going to talk about now is how comfortable is this plate carrier going to be as you're running around fighting the communists. So if you have this guy right here, on the Cry Precision, their pads are extremely low profile, right? But they're really comfortable, okay? So like I said, the more money you put into a product, the smaller they are, but the more effective they are too, okay? Actually, one upgrade that I'm gonna be having on this one soon is the HSGI shoulder pads, right? They're really comfortable that I've seen them. You can also go extremely overt, right? And have these shoulder pads right here, which is very comfortable, but it is very cumbersome as well, okay? They get in the way with a lot of things, right? Especially with guys with shorter necks like me. If you have some kind of comms gear or anything around your neck right here, these do get in the way. But I guess if you're a tall dude, then it wouldn't be a problem for you. You'll get shot first though, but that's fine. Now, with this guy right here, it does not offer anything at all from the factory, of course. It's not necessarily meant for, like I said, heavy loads. But what you can do is you can also buy aftermarket parts, because there is Velcro right here. I don't know if you can see that. But like I said, it's not necessarily designed for heavy loads. So make sure whatever plate carrier you're choosing, make sure it's enough for whatever battle rattle, right, or battle gear that you're gonna go into. Now, let's talk about usability of the plate carrier with a rifle, right? This one right here, specifically this one, if you notice, right, most plates usually come angled on the sides right here, right? They're designed because they have to sit at a specific spot on your body. And this one right here is designed for the rifle stock to go into. But on this one though, unfortunately, what it also has on it is these little clips right here, okay? Which gets in the way of you shouldering your stock, okay? Now, if you're a taller person, maybe it could be a problem, maybe not, but for sure, for a guy like me, and for the majority of the guys that I brought this up to, it was a significant issue for them. If you're gonna buy one of these QD detachers for your shoulder straps, ensure that one, your body supports your ability to shoot with it on here, and if not, make sure you test it out because it can get in the way of your rifle manipulations. So I'm gonna don on this plate carrier in 1 second. 3, 2, 1. So now I'm wearing my plate carrier. Let's talk about one, how's it sized up, right? By the way, if your plate carrier is so low, you're also gonna be able to get hit around the hair area. But there's your collarbone right here, right? That's usually where the start of the carrier is, or the plates, and then it goes all the way down, right? The stomach area, I get it, you can get hit in there, but the vital organs usually are above and that, right? And in the back as well has to be sized properly. But, so if you're wearing this properly, I'm gonna aim that way so you guys can see. What you're gonna notice, though, right, is I have to shoulder my rifle around this area, and it gets in the way, right? It's right there, okay? And sometimes, if I press this hard enough, it has dislodged itself. 2, it does get in the way of you getting an equal pressure point right here. So if you're going high ready, presenting out right, or low ready, coming up this way, this little tab right here is definitely in the way. Now, could they redesign this and just move it slightly up here? Absolutely, right? But so far on this model, it does get in the way. I'm gonna don on a different plate carrier now, the Crop Precision JPC 1.0, and let's see if that works. On the JPC type plate carriers, right, you have right here. Now, by the way, the plates is still sitting the exact same area. The dimensioned plates are the same, but you notice the amount of space around here, okay? So the JPC actually kind of contours around the plate itself, right? So that to allow you to have that shooter contact with your body. So for example, if I were to present this rifle up, I have an area right here where I can have full contact with my rifle. So you could be having low ready, coming up, or high ready, and you have a uniform area for you to have contact right here. Where you spend your money actually matters. I wish there was a location out there where you can come in, check out different plate carriers, right? Like how you would check out a dress.
What? 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 What?
Hence why I have a lot of plate carriers right here, because it's been trial and error. In summary, what plate carrier do you need? Well, it depends on the situation you're trying to get into, right? If you take a look at the context of warfighter, okay? Even if you're in the military, the context of you whatever plate carrier you're using can change whatever unit you're in, right? When I was a combat engineer, I had different plate carriers when I was doing engineer reconnaissance, right? It was different things, okay? Sometimes we don't even wear plate carriers because you're going up and down the mountain and it's lighter that way. Law enforcement is kind of more stable, right? Obviously, law enforcement will naturally wear a vest. By the way, these are not vests. These are not bulletproof vests. Calling these bulletproof vests is like saying that a magazine is a clip.
Empty the clip. Empty the clip on it, man.
Okay, these are not bulletproof vests. These are plate carriers, okay? They carry plate carriers. So that bulletproof vest actually kind of covers up a lot of the areas too, but that's a video in itself. So law enforcement changes too, right? And then in the civilian context, right? The question is, why are you buying a plate carrier, okay? As the modern Minutemen, right, which we are, right? If you ever taken any of our fighting rifle series, the attitude is a little different. It's towards SHTF or end of the world, right? Or you're having to fight for the freedom of your family and your state using the rifles that was provided to you, or that you bought. So, if that's the case, then I highly suggest a civilian should get an overt plate carrier, scale up as much as they can, get as comfortable as they can, because like I said, this is something that you need to get for the use case that what you're needing it to. If you're the guy that maybe you're a firearms instructor and you have to switch whatever guns, I don't know, maybe you have to teach MP5 classes, which I still need an MP5. Or AR-15 classes, sure, maybe you can switch out this one. But a couple of recommendations we have when it comes to overt plate carriers, okay? Number one, JPC 2.0 from Crop Precision, being used a lot by a lot of our SOCOM guys out there. Extremely great, extremely modular, and it can be scaled as small or as big as you need it to be. Second one is what the Marine Corps currently issues, which I'm fully in love with, and it's really nice. It's the First Spear AAC plate carrier, or what the First Spear issued ones for the Marine Corps. They're really nice. They have the capability to go fully overt, but they can also be taken down and go and look like it's a covert plate carrier. So extremely nice. And then the third one would be Spirit Systems LV-119, highly modular overt plate carriers, right? A couple of special mentions out there. You got HSGI, you got Haley Strategics out there. And then, like I said, I'm only going to recommend overt plate carriers for you guys because I believe that, like I said, as a modern freedom fighter, right, or as a Minuteman, this is what you need. See, if you have a bigger stomach like mine, I suggest getting a dangler pouch so that just, it helps you in security so that people can't see it. Anyway.
If you think all gun laws are an infringement and you live behind the enemy lines in the People's Republic of California, then check out our Unconvicted Felons t-shirt. We came out with this t-shirt design for you where most of us are fed up with the situation here in California. So check it out. Check out our website. Awesome t-shirt coming at you. And our new line of 2 arms where it stands for 2A Rights Matter. So check out our new t-shirt and help us feed our dog.